your wiki, all this stuff's on your wiki. I was like making sure nothing new popped up with you. Space flight right under your career, like Hall of Fame career, and then they have a little blurb for space flight, and it's one line, and it says you go on the Blue Origin thing on whatever date it was, and December 10th or something, like it's been a few weeks. That's the coolest thing I think you've done. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Was that insane, or were you afraid? Like, talk to me about how you were approached, and was there any time between, hey, here's the pitch, I'm doing it?
Well, from a personal standpoint, it was the greatest thing I've ever done, personally. I went to the first Blue Origin flight where Jeff Bezos and his brother Mark and they went up. All 4 people went up, and it was the most incredible thing I had ever seen. And I'm not like I'm a risk adverse person. I'm just trying to stay alive, man. But I went to that first launch not worrying about or thinking about going to space and watching the booster rocket come down and land on its own, and then watching them come down. It was like watching like Iron Man in real life. It was the most amazing human technological feat I had ever witnessed in person. And the adrenaline and nerves I got after watching it, I said, I'd do it.
Yeah,
I would do it. And everybody thought I was crazy. So not long after, I'm at dinner, and not to name drop, but Bezos was at dinner.
Yeah.
With his brother Mark and their wives and their girlfriends' wives. And so we were talking about it. I said, I never thought I would do it. Then I saw you guys do it. I would 100% do it. And a few days later, I get a call saying, hey, you want to go up? And I kind of put my foot in my mouth. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. But I was confident. I felt great until a week before, man. I woke up a few days in a row early with it on my mind, because I'm thinking, why, like, life is good. I turned 50. They did they retired my jersey. Like, don't push the good. Good has been good. Don't get greedy with the good.
Yeah, exactly.
But once you get there, you go through the program, the training. They push the flight back a few days because of the winds, and you're like, oh man.
Oh no, the wind could take this thing down. You're like, wait, they have to delay it because of the wind?
No, when they released the capsule from the booster, when you come back down, if you got strong enough winds, we would have ended up in New Mexico.
So yeah, then they're looking for you, right? Because they know exactly where you're going to land.
They have a great idea about where we're going to land, so much so to the point where they're already in those trucks whipping out to where we're going to land before we even come down. Like, they have a great idea about where we're going to be. But it was it was so fast. It was only like 11 or 12 minutes. We trained for 3 days, 3.5 days, but they made you so comfortable. And every lunch you were with engineers, the CEO of Blue Origin, Jeff came in, and you were able to ask them any questions you want about safety, about development, building this thing, how it operates. And these are brilliant people.
Yeah.
Every dinner you had astronauts who would come and have dinner with us. And we would talk about walking on the moon and being in space, weightlessness, G-forces, like everything that they went through. And every one of them said the one thing that I now find to be true, that ever since they came back, all they can think about is going back again. And the second we landed, that's the sentiment between me and the other 5 who were on the ship with me, is like, I want to go back immediately.
Yeah.
And it was nerve-wracking for our families, but for us being on it, we felt great. When you can't get off once it hits 2.5 minutes, you're stuck, right? Because it goes automated.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah, you're looking at that countdown clock, and you're going, is anybody going to tap out?
Yeah, that's the point of no return? Is that the point you're most nervous? Like, hey, because I get like that on a fucking commercial airliner, dude. Like, I'm like, when they close the door, I can't freak out and go back to Hudson News and get a Gatorade and leave the airport. Like, there's no time.
Man, I'm more relaxed on that rocket ship than I am getting on a plane to go to LA every weekend, by far.
Nice.
By far. And once they get like, they got 10, 9, 8, literally you're going, oh shit, this is real. Yeah. Like, that's what's going through your mind.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, whoa. And then when it goes up, people think it goes up straight. It goes up, it has to move over a little bit to maneuver. So when the capsule releases, it lands where they want it to.
Yeah.
But then once it straightens up, it twists as it goes up. Slow spiral. That way you just look out of your big window and you get to see the whole world as you go around.
The big window. There's a big window.
The window is huge. It's huge. So you're just looking out this huge window and you're looking at the ground where it's light and you're like, oh, 40,000 feet up. I've been in a plane that high. Next thing you know, you look up, you look at the stuff, you're going, oh, I'm going up to where it's dark and I'm going to look back at the light. Then you look again, it's like 100,000 feet, 150, 160, like pop, 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 pop. And you end up 65 or 66 miles above Earth. We went 2,220 miles per hour. We were weightless for 3 to 4 minutes, which was awesome. And yeah, it was just the most amazing experience. That was only 11 to 12 minutes, but when I play it back in my mind, it seems like hours. And I'm just lucky and fortunate to be one of the 600 something people in the history of the planet that were able to do it. So
that is so cool.